a serial sex offender who duped a father of 8 into allowing him to stay in his home and go on trips with his kids, flouting strict conditions for the 10th time, has been jailed for 2 years. David Powell had a 20-year sexual offences prevention order imposed on him after racking up 6 convictions, in Angus and Merseyside for shameless indecency, exposure, and outraging public decency. The order banned him from being in the company of kids under 17 unless he told a supervising adult about his previous convictions. He was also banned from going within 100 meters of a children's play area. In March this year, Powell made contact with an old school friend via social media and rekindled their friendship. The unsuspecting dad, who had 8 children living in his house in the Angus area, later agreed to let Powell, who was moving back to the area from Liverpool, sleep in his shed for a couple of days. During that time, Powell spent vast chunks of time around the children, even being invited to go with them on a trip to Monikie Country Park. But when one complained Powell was getting too comfortable around them, another member of the family Googled Powell's name, unveiling his sordid past. Powell has repeatedly been convicted of exposing himself, including one incident where he was seen carrying out a sex act in front of young girls at a play park. Fiscal depute Sue Ruta told Dundee Sheriff Court when on the trip to Monikie they all attended at the children's play area. When they returned home, one of the children said Mr. Powell was getting too comfortable and asked why wasn't he getting his own accommodation. The father's sister checked his name in Google and a number of links were found stating he was a sex offender. When confronted, he tried to diminish his previous offending. Asked if he was on the sex offenders register, he put his head down and said yes. The accused was then asked to leave and he went. Powell, 34, a prisoner at Perth, pleaded guilty on indictment to 2 charges of breaching a sexual offences prevention order. Defense solicitor Nick Whalen said, he is under no illusion that a prison sentence will follow this plea of guilty. He was brought up in Arbroath and still has family there. There's no suggestion that his behaviour was inappropriate towards any of the children. It seems to have been a chance investigation on Google that found these items. He has failed on numerous occasions to comply with the order. There's no explanation other than a willful disregard to the order, to be frank. Sheriff Alistair Brown jailed Powell for 2 years. He said, "You have been unwilling or unable to control yourself sexually in public places, both people you have met and strangers, for a very long time indeed. I assume there is some underlying problem that causes you to behave that way. But the purpose of the order is to protect the public and you have regularly breached the notification requirements and failed to comply with your order. In view of your record and to protect the public, that has to be dealt with firmly."